Hey, what's up, guys? I promised that I was gonna make a video on relationships. So here it goes. What do I think about relationships? Relationships is a two-way street. You gotta really know what you want. Sometimes we get stuck not in the right atmosphere, you could call it. Not in the right atmosphere because we're not used to moving on, progressing. We're used to our comfort zone. So we don't stay away from old people, places, and things. Sometimes we got blind covers. I learned that one. When you're blind, how could a blind man lead another blind man from falling into a hole? He can't. This is something spiritual. When you're in a relationship, you have to be willing to kill pride, ego, self-centeredness. You have to be willing to deposit in the emotional bank account. Deposit. You gotta be depositing. Deposit what? Deposit love. Deposit attention. Deposit time. Time is very important. Time flies. They say when somebody dies, they don't think, I should have worked more. The last things that go through their mind psychologically is, was I loved and did I love well? So a lot of the times, dating is very good before getting into a relationship. Not saying if you're talking to someone and you're being serious, you're not into silly games, you're not gonna be dating that person if she's making you exclusive, because that's not fair. Even though they say life is not fair, it could be as fair as you want it to. You get me? Happiness is not getting what you want, but appreciating what you want, what you have. Sometimes by human nature, we all want what we can't have. But that's in society and so many things nowadays, just making things harder for couples and relationships. It's like, depends where you seek. You're not gonna find the perfect dude. He's a male stripper. Yeah, he could probably have the perfect body and shit, but not relationship material. A lot of factors. So what do I think about relationships? Personally, I think they're wonderful. I think they're a blessing. I think sometimes we're in the wrong relationship and things happen. Sometimes, a lot of shit happens. It's like, and then this goes for everybody in general. You can't forget what you're worth. You can't forget it. Just because you've been faithful, just because you've been there 24/7, just because you allow a person to mistreat you, that doesn't make you loyal. That doesn't make you faithful. It makes you weak. Makes you weak when you settle for less. Makes you weak when you don't want to establish something more than sex. It makes you weak. Sex is great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm great at it. But that's not the most important thing, Like waking up and you feel you're in somebody's chest, for the females, and you feel security. You feel Like this dude could really protect you. You get me? And this should go expand its definition to more than one branch. By protection means financially, by protection means emotionally, by protection means physically, by protection means a lot of things. Once you start thinking about what you really want, that's when things come. Don't think about it too much. Let them happen naturally. Don't procrastinate. Don't worry too much. Like Bob Marley said, don't worry, be happy. You know, you reframe. It's like, don't second guess yourself. Don't doubt. When you're in a relationship and you feel things are working, you got a couple options, you know. You're only one person. 1,000 other them, there's one you. It's one me, 1,000 yous. You're not gonna be with 1,000 people unless you're Solomon, David, King David's son, BC, Old Testament. He had 1,000 women, but he was a king. That's a different story. Today's society, unless you're Muslim, you could have 7 wives in the Middle East. I'm not a Muslim. You know, if you want to be with somebody, you got to work on it. Just like everything in life takes work, takes time, takes dedication, takes patience. Patience is a very, very important word in the relationship. You got to have patience. You know, sometimes people get married just because you're desperate. Nah, do it when you feel it's right. Or in a relationship when you feel it's right. Or when you date someone when you feel it's right. When you feel it's right. You get me? But it's not only when you feel, because sometimes when we feel that is right, it's not really right. It's just something we feel. It's human nature leading you to make a step which is unnecessary. Y los fracasos duelen. Los fracasos duelen. Sometimes people want to be with you for benefits, or sometimes people want to be, if you're a girl, because you're young and, you know, they're looking to get something from you. Or no, or barely just no, that doesn't have to be the point. It could be for the God-given reason that you like something about that person. Something about that person catches your attention. So relationships are wonderful. Props to those who are on one. Work on it. Don't cheat, you know. If you don't think it's going to work out, be bold, straightforward, and direct, and say it. Hey, listen, but always remember the golden rule. Don't do to others what you wouldn't like others to do to you. Nowadays, we're just so self-centered that sometimes we hurt others, and it could be unconsciously or consciously. The world doesn't resolve, and I'm talking about my personal experience, it doesn't resolve around me, it doesn't resolve around you. Keep spinning. So what makes you think it's gonna stop for you? You know, it's like if you're in a sailboat, you can't control the wind, but you could control the way the boat sails with the wind. You could maneuver yourself in a situation where, you know, there's 2 options. You either stay quiet or you blow up and you fuck it up. You know, el manso cuando calla es contado como sabio. Nothing's impossible, baby. You got everybody out there. There's somebody for you. You get me? Yeah, I'm not judging anybody. You probably might have a little friend here or a little lover there. Lovers and friends. But once you want to take another step, because the topic is relationships, Don't just take it to deceive. Some people assume that the most successful relationships are based on lies and deceive. But no, that's not true. Those are the most successful, untruthful relationships. You want to be real, 100%. Somebody might be looking at me like, damn, what's this dude talking about? You know, or he ain't real, hating the people that don't even know me, probably hating. Look at this guy, who he think he is. You know, I don't gotta listen to him, man. Fuck this, fuck that. How about you listen to the message? You know, receive what's good, reject what's bad. Put it together like a puzzle. You get me? Always remember, it's one step at a time, one day at a time. But never forget to tell that person who you like, how you feel, because you never know if tomorrow is promised. You get me? You never know, you might wake up tomorrow, have a heart attack, die in your sleep. So always tell whoever it is, a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, how important they are through a message, whatever it is. Make them feel good. Why? Not to get anything out of it. Do it from your heart. Do it out of love. The best things in life are free. The best feelings cannot be heard or felt. Cannot be heard or seen, my bad, but felt in the heart. You know, it's, you know, I know people that are going through hard times worse than me. Whatever you're going through, worse than you. People going through worse things than you. It's not the end of the world, baby. You just gotta know what you're worth. Give it value. Remember to always value and appreciate yourself as much as God does. You know? And thank you for listening. Probably things where the information a little all over the place. That's my ADHD. Attention deficit hyper disorder. Just, you hyper, you know, you got a lot of energy. You know, I got that energy, I'm using it for the right thing, you know. I'm using it to try to stay in shape. I'm using it to try to survive and work when I can, you know. But one day at a time, you know. We ain't no superheroes now. There's no such thing as the perfect person, you know. Now let me ask you something. And I want to leave you guys with this thought. How would you describe your ideal guy or your ideal woman? What character traits and values should they have? If you think too much and you focus on the question, you might miss out on what's really important. Maybe that question doesn't have an answer. You know? Sometimes things happen spontaneously, and sometimes the things that happen that are not planned spontaneously are like the best things that happen. You know, life is good, and it's not, you know, right now a lot of people going through worse than you. A lot of people. And you know, if you got legs, you got lungs, you got eyes, you could walk, you could breathe, you're not dying, you got up this morning. Something we should be grateful for. You're still with your girl, something you should be grateful for. If you're talking to somebody, something you should be grateful for. You know, the people that care about you, something you should be grateful for. Doesn't matter what people think about you. Everybody's always gonna have opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. What matters is that you always remember how valuable you are, and to always as good as you feel, you're in dealing with somebody else in an interpersonal relationship, make that person feel the same way. Because how can you love somebody if you don't love yourself? That's how it starts.